Yo, what's going on, guys? DJS here, bringing you guys this week's recap of The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 14, called The Grove. This episode was balls to the wall crazy. Lots of crazy things happened in this episode. The gameplay you're watching right here now is some attrition, and this is some Titanfall gameplay for those that are wondering. But let's get into this thing. So there was so many things that ended up happening in this episode. A lot of symbolism and a lot of just crazy shit, man. So just as a forewarning, there's definitely going to be a lot of spoilers in this episode. So if you don't want any spoilers, definitely don't watch. But so you start off. This is an episode where you have Carol, Tyrese, Mika, and Lizzie, the two kids, and then of course the baby that I don't remember the Judith, the little ass kicker. So, but she doesn't talk much. So anyway, so you have Mika, who is kind of in this point, and you gotta forgive me because historically, looking back, this is one of those episodes that make me want to go back and rewatch the previous part of the season because these two kids came from Woodbury and stuff, and so they were from the other kind of environment. But you don't have too much of I don't have too much of a remembrance of how they were in the previous episodes, but it's definitely one that you're gonna want to go back and watch the other episodes and see how they were, even though they had really small parts in the older episodes. It might be worth checking out. So that being said, Mika is kind of the younger of the two daughters, or not the daughters, the two sisters, and she has this issue. Like she's like basically the weak one. She can't. There's a point in the episode where she can't shoot the deer, and there was this general theme of you can kill, but you don't always have to. And I think that was one of those situations where she just didn't feel comfortable killing the deer. But it reminds Carol of her own daughter that she lost. What was her name, wife? Carol's daughter, Sophia. That's right. Thank you. My wife's in the room with me as I'm chatting here. But Sophia died, and she said that Carol was like, Sophia was like the most innocent, sweetest person. And then I think it was Lizzie that was like, is that why she's not here? Or maybe it was Mika. But they're like, well, is that why she's not here anymore? Because she was too kind. And in this type of environment, whatever type of world is left, kind doesn't win you brownie points. Like, it doesn't keep you alive. And she ended up obviously getting killed. So I think that instantly Carol goes on this like mental trip of like, you know what? I have to toughen Mika up because I don't want Mika to end up like Sophia. And so she tries to get her to kill the deer, and she tries to tell her that she needs to be tough and all these things. But in the end, Lizzie's the one that's really tough. But I think this kid has like schizophrenia or something like that. And it would have been cool, like I guess, to know historically that that's really what I want to see, because you see such a huge shift in her personality in this episode that you haven't seen before, and it makes you go like, what? Like we were literally saying, what the hell is going on the entire time? We had no idea what was going on. She was the one putting she admitted to it basically, and you could see her feeding the zombies and calling them her friends, and like she was just totally balls to the wall crazy, just feeding the zombies all the rats or the mice and stuff. So she was the one leaking all of the zombies or feeding them and whatnot into the prison, which I mean was news. I was just talking about that before it happened, and I was like, God, that's one thing that they never really wrapped up on, like who actually did that. And then all of a sudden we find out in this episode it was her, which was just totally crazy. Playing with it again with the zombies and whatnot. But then she does the most ridiculous thing that we've seen probably in it's most of the Walking Dead episodes, and she ends up killing her little sister. Like seeing Tyrese and Carol walk back, and then seeing her holding the knife and have just slayed her little sister like that was just crazy. And she said, but she's like, oh, but she's still alive or whatever because I didn't touch her head or her brain or whatever. Like that was just straight trippy, dude. So so it was pretty crazy because Carol and Tyrese was just sitting there going like, I mean they could have freaked out, but they kind of maintained calm, and they realized what they were seeing, and they realized what had to be done at this point. And it was obvious that they couldn't take this kid with them. This kid is definitely troubled and definitely needs like some medical attention. So there's no way they could take this kid to Terminus and actually bring her in knowingly. into an environment where there's other people, especially other kids and just other people in general, especially with the fact that she didn't know what she was doing. She really, and Carol mentioned this on the Talking Dead, like she killed the her sister, and when she brought her out to the field to put down Lizzie, Lizzie's like, "You're mad at me, aren't you? Because I pointed a gun at you." Like, that was the reason why she thought she was mad at her, because she pointed the gun at her. No idea that it was because she obviously took the life of her little sister. So definitely just a crazy, crazy, crazy episode. One that just threw you a curveball. On the flip side of things, I have to go, was it necessary? I mean, I guess to some extent yes, but it was like almost filling up an entire episode when there's only 2 episodes left of this season with people that we haven't focused on the entire time. So maybe it was just a nice way for them to exit, but also a chance to get Carol and Tyrese closer together to bond, because there's obviously that rift between those two that have been there. And that's actually the other thing, the last part I wanted to talk about. So Carol actually confesses to the killings back at the prison, which included Tyrese's girlfriend at the time. Tyrese was talking about how much he misses her still and all this other stuff, and wakes up and thinks about her, and I don't know, like it was kind of uncomfortable, and the whole entire time Carol was going, yeah, I'm the one that did that. But I think after Carol goes out in the field, tells little Lizzie to look at the flowers and stuff, then all of a sudden she came back, and it's like she wanted to die. It was like she was at that point where she just didn't give a shit anymore, and she wanted to tell him what she did just to get it on the table. And then I think what happened next surprised her, because Tyrese was faced with this, like the person that killed his ex, or his person that he had an interest in, being the only person that he's with, not knowing where everybody else is at, and would he kill her to be alone and to get revenge and whatever else. And he decided, like, he's like, I forgive you for that. He's like, I'll never forget it, but I forgive you. He forgives her, and then they decide to move on from their little Grove house or whatever that was. So very interesting. I was curious to see how and when it would go down and what would the results be. Tyrese grabs the pistol a little bit at the table when he tells her. Which, speaking of the table, there was a puzzle that they were putting together, and I guess a little Easter egg from that is, and they didn't tell him this, and I found this out in the Talking Dead afterwards, but that puzzle that they were putting together on the table, the kids and Tyrese and whatnot, was actually a picture of Sophia when it was completed, and they didn't know about that until later. But pretty interesting, because I don't think that was ever completed in the show. But it was one of those things that was kind of a nice little throwback to her daughter. But anyway, just a crazy episode. So many things happened. But yeah, what did you guys think, though? I mean, did you guys enjoy the episode or not? It was a really, really depressing episode. My wife hates things where children get hurt in general, and to see a kid be the one that took the other kid's life, I think she was in shock, and she was like, they gotta let that kid go, because I mean, you can't let somebody like that around other people and continuing to screw up other things. I don't know, dude, that kid really messed up a lot of things back at the prison, unbeknownst to anybody else. But it was crazy, because she was just such a sweet kid. She just didn't know that she was doing a bunch of evil things. And I don't know, dude. Very eye-opening episode. However, there's only 2 episodes left this season, and then I'm not sure what's going down. This is kind of a crazy thing. Oh, the last thing I want to touch base on also is the house that was burning in the background. That was obviously the house that Daryl and Beth set on fire. When you have those crazy-looking firewalkers, which were some of the raddest-looking zombies I think we've seen on the show. They look just epic. And I just got ran over by a Titan right there. But yeah, the smoke and the trees and stuff, so it lets you know that they're getting kind of close to where everybody else is at, and everything's going to be tying together in this next couple episodes. I'm hoping we'll get to see Terminus before or during the season finale, so it lets us know where we're starting on season 5. But really looking forward to the next 2 episodes. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. Thank you guys for watching. If you do, give the video a thumbs up. Definitely having fun making this series. And some Titanfall gameplay as well. I have a lot more Titanfall on the way, some tips and tricks and stuff, and I've been learning quite a bit. As you can see here, I killed 4 Titans in this episode and 40 minions. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.